What you want to hear about first? Want to hear more about Puffy or my the camera butt?
Let's do your camera butt.
Let's say that's that first.
Okay. So
if you're watching on YouTube, we have the actual footage.
Yeah, here we go. Roll that now. Good, because it was a beautiful thing. First, I loved the Markham Stouffville Hospital, all their healthcare workers. The actual colonoscopy was a pleasurable experience. I got to be careful how I say this. It was not bad. No? It was the lead up. Who's had one here? Has everybody had one?
I've not.
No, actually, one time, yes.
You have one, not on purpose?
Fun story.
I need to
Funny
start
thing, it was after a show.
They called me in the office.
You have to, Stoff knows this, you have to take a bunch of laxatives. And you can't eat them. Because I had an afternoon colonoscopy, I had to go from Saturday night. I had my last meal at 7 o'clock. I had dinner, and then then my colonoscopy wasn't until 3:30 on Monday. So almost 48 hours I went without food. And I want to say, first of all, this is a first world problem. It's not real hunger. But I'm spoiled and I like to eat a lot. Mm-hmm. So it's difficult not to eat.
That's weird, because I remember when I had mine, the appointment was in the morning, but I could eat until the day before until noon. So I didn't.
She gave me very strict. I think the afternoon thing screwed it up. Then she said, "Do not eat after you have dinner on Saturday night or whatever." So I think that was too long too, because it was almost I said, it was like 44 hours without eating.
Yeah. Drink water.
Could you drink water? You could have to drink water.
You can drink.
Do they make you drink that? When I had to do it, I had to drink 4 liters of this stuff.
I still happen. So you got 3 things. This thing called Kojelax, which is still here, and then there's some laxative, and then there's some magnesium thing you drink. It's fruity, and then you have to drink like a liter of water every time you have one of these pills, and then basically your butt explodes for a day, and you can't venture more than 5 minutes away from the washroom. I don't want to get graphic with our listeners.
But it's quick when it happens. Once you feel.
It's a flood.
Be right out!
I hope you're not using the toilet. It's broken.
It's a flood. But I just want to say, once you get, the hunger is funny, because the hunger is the hardest, I think, is the first, 12 hours, because I'm a grazer. Jimmy likes to go to the fridge, grab yesterday's meatball, grab a little bar or something. I like to graze like a cow.
Yeah. That's
so that first, waking up the next morning, not having breakfast, not having lunch, I was hurting. But by the second day, well, you're kind of disgusted by what's happening in the bathroom. So you've lost your appetite anyway, but I was okay. Yeah. So maybe, I don't know, all the people that have to, what's the word I'm looking for when you don't fast? Thank you. People that fast regularly for religious reasons or whatever, I guess they're used to it. I guess you get used to it. Anyway, so finally get to the hospital, Markham Stouffville, great job. You get in the room, you got to take off all your garments, go in the waiting room, and you're nude, you're naked.
Naked.
You put on 2 robes, one backwards and one frontwards. But it's really liberating. You're sitting in the waiting room and you're just the heir to the world, right? You could do the Basic Instinct. I was going to do that for the guy right across from me.
Sharon Stone's greatest moment. Most famous moment, I should say. Yeah.
So, there's 6 people in the waiting room because of COVID. And I finally get called in to get my IV put in. And the nurse knows me from TSN. So her name was, I think, Ed. And she says, "Hey," she said, "if you're getting hassled out there in the waiting room, you can just wait in here, okay?"
Oh, there's the famous person area.
Okay, first
you
of
and
all,
Jerry D sitting in the back room.
You know what? I never got invited to that area.
That's hilarious.
No, you're on the plebes.
Markham is a melting pot. It is Canada at its finest. Okay, so in the waiting room, maybe a couple of Asian Canadians, a couple of East Indian Canadians. I'm wearing a mask and like a green outfit. No one knows who I am, nor could they care less who I am. So she's like, hey, if you're getting hassled out there, just you can come in here and sit with me. I said,
So you did.
I think I'll
did
I
go
said,
back.
yeah, I better stay in here because I don't want to go out there. It's just autographs and selfies and paparazzi. No, I would out. But here's the deal. The last time I had a colonoscopy, they put me out. They just give you those drugs. Were you out, Stop, for yours?
You're not, like, I wasn't out. It's they did something. Yeah, like I during the first one, I fell asleep.
So that's what they said. That's what the girl told me on the phone.
Hold on,
is usually
stop. That's what being out is.
No, it's not. It's not. Being out to me is being put under. Like I was on the
but
table.
when you're put under, you go to sleep.
It's not the same thing.
No, to Stop's credit, the girl told me that they give you enough that you're in a haze and most people fall asleep. But then the doctor told me, she said, I'm just going to give you enough that you're comfortable. And I was starting to get a little rattled. I said, I don't want to. I said, am I going to feel it? She goes, well, I just don't want you to feel any pain. If you feel any pain, I'll give you some more. I'm like, I don't even want to get to the point where you have to ask for more.
Why play around the edges? Just knock me out.
She said, no, you should be fine. So whatever the amount they gave me, you could feel it right away. And I was definitely comfortable, but I was 100% conscious of the entire thing. I could feel it moving around up there, but it was fine.
How big is the camera?
Well, I don't know, but I was watching the whole screen. We had a half an hour conversation.
Jimmy,
I got to tell you, I have a damn fine looking colon.
Oh,
I was sitting there going, is that really it? Like, it was clean. It was pure.
Jimmy, wasn't that new 5G camera that TSN has for the hard?
Yeah, I could control all the angles. I could change the angles. I could do super slow-mo.
Oh my God.
Yeah. No wonder.
So I was asking all sorts of questions about my colon. I was like, okay, what's that? Okay, where am I here? How close am I right now to the anus? Can you get outside? Give me an exterior look. Do I look at? Because that's the one thing about a colonoscopy. You want to look. When I was showering in the morning, I said, I hope it looks good. I want it to look good to them, right? You want it to be inviting.
You have to be embarrassed by it.
Should have got a procedure done.
Poor colon.
Not too inviting.
Hey,
not too inviting, but you don't want it to be.
They're like, hold on a second. Maybe we're going to put this one out.
Yeah, exactly. I wanted to.
Did they record it? Because it might be slow on Trade Center.
Oh, see,
Something.
And now we're thinking.
That's a good point.
Now, another segment from Duffy's colonoscopy. Pierre LeBrun, your thoughts?
So, like usually when you have something like this done, you have to wait for your results. But were you getting like live stream of your results? Like,
she was basically
like they could have been like, you're not like that would have been a bad time to tell you if something was wrong.
Oh my God, that's a journal.
What do you think? 3 to 6 months he has? 3 to 6? Like they're playing with fire, having you right there while they're looking at
Yeah, that's
stuff.
a little weird. That I find a little unusual.
Can you imagine if you saw some sort of creature, just this massive tumor? Oh my God! Give me more drugs now!
Is that my heart?
Complex. That's where they are.
Why is that thing beating?
So. No, it looked good, but then they have to do. So she said everything looks good, but you have to do. There's no like polyps or whatever. There was none of those things. Mm-hmm. But then you have to do a biopsy. So I'm watching her, and she's got like the little. I don't know if it's attached to the camera. I guess she's got a different tool up there as well, and she has to pull like a chunk of skin off my colon, like right in front of me. I'm watching it.
Wow.
And it's like boom, and then you can see the little blood dripping off. And I'm like, hey. That was a perfect colon you're messing with.
Could you feel that?
But I was like, I was like, take it easy on my colon.
I remember for the one that I was awake, I
like a
at
hickey.
one point felt the camera turning in my stomach.
Really?
Which was a really odd. It wasn't like painful. It was just a really odd sensation.
Uncomfortable.
Oh my God.
I had a camera up my penis once, and that was way more uncomfortable.
Oh.
Which country were you in?
And how much was the fine?
Spring break, man.
Hey, listen,
Spring break.
I'll tell you what. How are you, Jimmy? Because there's no way I'd be on a podcast, seen nationally and internationally, talking about my colon. I just wouldn't do it. So good for you.
Hey, like I said, this is the point of our podcast, is to share everything, even things people don't want me to share. Anyway, the conclusion was my colon looks great. I haven't got the results of the biopsy yet, but
That's good.
everything's looking up for Jimmy and his butt.
How did you get an appointment? Isn't it really hard to get anything like that when with COVID?
Well, I should share the reason I had the colonoscopy, Puffy, is when I was at the Masters last time I started. I don't know if I shared with you at the time. I was kind of like Lester and Turks and Caicos. I kept it a little quiet, but I was having some weird digestive issues that lasted for like 2 months. Like nothing that was affecting my health, but I was, we were COVID tested every day, so it wasn't that. And so that's when I ended up booking this thing. So no, yeah, you can still do appointments now. Stuff. They have limited time. Yeah, you can still get them depending on what they are. Some get canceled depending on how busy the hospitals are, but I think Markham Stouffville is doing really well right now as far as COVID patients. So anyway, all the people at Markham Stouffville were awesome and very pleasant colonoscopy.
And if we could at this point, maybe we could have a hand for Jimmy's colon.
Yeah.
All right.
Could you do a song, a theme?
Jimmy's colon, clean as a whistle. Jimmy's colon, super fine.
Oh, yeah.
Sounds like
Jimmy's colon. It's calling.
Hello.
Hello. It's actually hello.
Jimmy's colon.